Alright, what's going on, my fellow slime hunters? Now, this game, pre-relaunch, was not that popular, and I didn't think I'd have to do anything like this. You know, I was giving out information here and there, but, I mean, it looks like, you know, the server's gotten popular. I'll put the link in the description, whatever. But, in this video, I am going to try my very best to cover everything. Now, yes, that does mean this is going to be a long video, so I'm just going to get straight to the point and everything, and let's jump right into it. So first we get the main menu here, right? So normally, you would start off with just one character, and then you would unlock these slots. I'm going to be honest with you, it's been so long since I've unlocked these characters, I don't remember if it was gold or diamonds. I'm pretty sure it's diamonds, and I'm pretty sure it's not too much. But you can have a maximum of 6 characters, and this is really beneficial because you get this main stat bonus here, all the way at the bottom. And if you read the top here, basically every 10 levels, you get 1 stat point, and then every 15 levels, you get a main battle stat bonus. Now, what that means is if you're a warrior, that's physical damage. If you're a ranger, that's physical damage. If you're a mage, that's magic damage. And you see here, you get all these little buffs here and stuff like that. Now, go ahead. I mean, you can put them into anywhere, really. And the reset is always free. And there's various things, like I remember when I first started playing, I think I used, where is it? Reduced damages a lot for Monster Yard when that was like the best way to grind. But anyway, let's get right into it. We're just going to select, let me put my main battle stat on for my carpet bomber. We're just going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so here's how the game looks, right? We all know that. And we're going to tap these 3 lines here. So I'm going to go from left to right. And then I'm going to go from top left to right and then bottom left to right. So first we go to crafting items. Okay, so to get these materials in the first place, you're going to need to do Tower of Limits. Now, I'm not entirely sure if drop rate affects the amount of things you get from Tower of Limits, but I'm gonna assume yes on that one. But anyway, crafting. So you can craft various things from materials to equipment. And people are always asking me, oh, Weeboo, what's the best gear to go for? Typically, when you're starting out, just pick up anything. Honestly, just pick it up, whatever. Doesn't matter. Once you get to the, excuse me if I don't pronounce this right, the Pala? I'm gonna just call it the Pala region. Things start to get pretty difficult. And what not a lot of players know, and what I didn't know myself the first couple of days of this new region, is that these monsters scale with your power. So the stronger you get, the stronger they get, but also the more EXP you gain. So that's always fun and dandy. But anyway, back to the gear. I tend to get a little off track, so let's try not to do that here. Once you get a decent set that you're comfortable with, start thinking about crafting legendary gear. Now, if you don't have the mats to do that, you can always do boss raids. Now, you see at the bottom here that the boss raids can drop legendary gear. And it's A rank. When you go to craft it, it's S rank. Now, that doesn't matter because you can always upgrade your gear from A rank to S rank. And the rarity for items goes C, B, A. Drawing a blank here. C, B, A, S, R, SR, UR, and LR. Sorry, geez. Yeah, that's normally how that goes. But, so don't be too worried if, oh, but this item's S and this item's A. It doesn't matter. You can always upgrade them using the upgrade system. And to figure that out here, you're going to go ahead. Oh, you see upgrade here. And then you would use the necessary materials to upgrade your items. Now, LR is the max rank, even though it allows you to get to this screen here, even if you had 25 of the stones to upgrade it, it's not going to allow you to do so. It's going to literally tell you that you're already reached the maximum grade. You see that? All right. So crafting, you get to craft gear, right? But let's say, for instance, you want to craft legendary gear because maybe you're having bad luck with the drop rates and stuff like that, or you just want to go ahead and craft it because you're grinding Tower of Limits. The best kind of weapon to get, starting out, I would definitely recommend Harvest. Now, the Harvest attribute, I do not... let me check. That's Swift. Basically, what the Harvest attribute does is that for every enemy you kill, you get a very, very, very small stat boost increased up until a maximum, at LR rank, a maximum of 130 physical/magical damage. And that's really good to have in the beginning of the game. Now, some people also say, like, Destroy is good too. Either one that you get, I'd say that is totally fine. I personally don't think it really matters till you get down to these guys here, which would be the Shining Weapons, or the Shining Weapons and the Zeus weapons. Now, when it comes to farming, I would, if you plan on going past the legendary weapon, I highly suggest a Zeus weapon. What that does is it increases your range by a maximum of 350%, while also getting a 30% chance to do lightning strikes. And these lightning strikes are very good. Here's an example here. So what I did for you guys actually is turn on all my effects, and it is very blinding. So I'm not gonna play it for a long time, but yeah, this is the Zeus weapon. Now my gear is really good for this section here, but that doesn't really matter. Just know that this is what you look forward to when you have a Zeus weapon. I would highly recommend putting a Zeus weapon on the Carpet Bomber because Carpet Bombers tend to have a hard time with mobbing, unless you put Arrow Rain on your skill wheel, but I don't do that. Yeah, so that's it for crafting. Let's go to dungeons. Now, dungeons, these are really good to do during times events, because after you do so many, you actually start to earn more gold from the reward than you are paying. Excuse me. And what you get from these here are recipes. So you see how it says at the bottom right there, you can only obtain recipes. Certain recipes you're looking for and stuff like that. So all of these recipes here, let's see. These are pretty good ones, right? We got Gold Rich, all right. You have a chance of obtaining these during your runs. Now, if you get unlucky and you don't get them during your runs, that's okay. If you get enough points, you can come over here and purchase them with your points. Which you can, so your daily gain of points all the way at the bottom left is 5,000. I personally don't hit that. As you can see, I barely do it. But yeah, this is a great place to not only get gold. EXP is pretty decent. I don't do it for the EXP farm. Excuse me. Jeez. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm not editing this out. Your mileage. Where was I at? Whoa. Your mileage also, the longer you go, I know you only get 2 points now, but the longer you go, it starts to give you more. Like, I think on my main, I'm around like dungeon 6 something, and it gives me 6 points per dungeon. So yeah, the gain is small, but it's really worth it. Tower of Limits. Now this is the place where you're gonna be gaining all of your materials for your crafting. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's like a wave thing. You just go ahead, you know, kill the monsters, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Your stuff drops. Now, the higher you go, the more materials you gain, along with the more rare the material is per gain. And I'm not entirely sure when red materials drop. I will show you that now. Red material as in like, quote, finest material. Oh, I don't have any on this character. But I'm pretty sure what is this? Advanced material drops before 1,000. I'm pretty sure. And then the red material is 1,000 and beyond. Again, this is something that I'm starting to do more myself. I mean, there's people already higher than me than that, whatever. But if you need material for your crafting, please do Tower of Limits. Now, if you guys are wondering, how do I get tickets for dungeons? How do I get tickets for Tower of Limits? How do I get tickets for boss raids? It's simple. Go out into the regular field, farm the monsters, or you can go to the miscellaneous section, and you can craft these tickets as long as you have the materials to do so. But the fastest, easiest, and most free way to do it is probably, sit your phone or emulator aside for about 10 minutes, build up your tickets, go ahead, go back in the dungeon. Now, boss raids. On Korean server, which is where I'm at because I've been playing the game for 2 years, I don't know. Personally, I don't see the point in doing this. But actually, no, there is a reason to do this. The reason I do this, because I'm more at the late game, are the boss tokens. Now, what the boss tokens do is, let me show you here. Boss tokens, there we go. All right, so what it does is it increases your character's main stat permanently, cumulative by a set amount. Now, you're going to want the King Slime ones, because that's the maximum of 0.5. And if you go to your stats here, right under MP, it says accumulated boss token stats, and I have 110%. So the higher your percentage is, the lower of a chance you have at succeeding the next stat boost. So for instance, I only have 63% chance, blah blah blah, just spam it, whatever. Yeah, so make sure you use those. Now, boss tokens are very important when it comes to crafting certain items. For example, like these traces of civilization shoes. I need 2.5k of each boss token. That's why having those are very important. Outside of boss tokens, boss raid is good for your awakened scrolls. Personally, I don't farm boss raids like that, but please do so to gain your awakened scrolls, some early legendary gear. It's really good when you're first starting off in the game. If you're on global, you have a good chance of making the ranks for you have a good chance of making the ranks. And you get rank rewards for top 100, you get amplification stones. We'll talk about those. Top 30, you get 2000 SP. SP is very important. People are always like, where can I get SP? Where can I get SP? Well, it's very simple. You get SP from events, chests, leveling up, stuff like that. Now, obviously, the higher level you go, the harder it is to gain the SP. Now, let's talk about something I rarely ever touch. Everything else I touch, but Pet Square. Now, it says when you defeat these monsters, you get, various items and stuff like that. Feel free to do this. I personally don't waste my time with this because I can get amplification stones from events and other sources. The pet scrolls, I personally don't need, but if you need them, go ahead and do this. Weapon scrolls, armor scrolls, accessory scrolls drop in the field, totally fine. This isn't even a special weapon stone. Weapon stones also drop in the field. And the King Slime soul, you get from farming the boss in the Flora region anyway. So again, now if you're in need of pets, that's totally fine. We'll talk more on pets later. Pets are pretty important, but at the same time, if you don't have the resources to change their stats to what you'd like, then I wouldn't worry about Pet Square too much, because what happens is you kill the monsters out in the field, and then there's a set chance that you can capture them. Now, we will talk about auto battle in a little bit. I'll actually talk about it right now. So the reason why I have so many is I leave my phone running, and it kills monsters in the field. Well, if you're starting out, you'll have to actually tap on the monster yourself. You get a 35% chance or 70% chance, whatever it is, to capture the monster. And you'll have to keep doing that if you want all your pets in the beginning of the game. Now, all the way at the bottom here, you see how my auto button is spinning? I'm just going to turn it off real quick. The question mark right next to it. So, I'm not going to go through every level because there's 35 levels. But basically, guys, the fastest way to level this is just find whatever is a nice big AoE skill on your character and just keep spamming it without your auto on. And you'll finally get to a point where basically, you can just read it. You pay 5 times the price to auto level your equipment. So you don't even have to go in your backpack to, do say for instance, you want to do, where is it? Ooh, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Enhance, and then you would tap wow, that's not it. You would hit level. I am so sorry, guys. Where to go? Is it upgrade? And anyway, you would level your item, and there we go. I guess they got rid of that option. But yeah, you would level up your item, and instead of auto selecting all the time, it would actually just automatically do it. And I know in the beginning it allows you to put on these settings, but technically speaking, unless you get to that certain auto battle level, these options all selected here does absolutely nothing for you. And yes, legendary gear can drop in the regular field, so always keep an eye out for that if you're in need for more legendary gear. Darius Tower, or Diasis Tower, sorry. Now this is really good for getting your Diasis coins, because Diasis coins are very, very important. So what you have here is the Diasis shop. Personally, I used to use all my coins for this, for daily stuff, daily 10 skins, then you would synthesize them. But honestly speaking, I would save them for amplification. Now, what is amplification? I'm glad you asked. Amplification, you see where it says equipment amplification? So in the beginning here, right? I think I have enough soul stones where I can show you. So this weapon is pretty plain. Yeah, it's UR, but it's not unique enough. So you just really want to get it to the best it can be. So, you know, you hit an amplify. All right, that's cool. So you have a, oh, look at that. I already jumped to legendary grade chance 1%. Now, sometimes you get really lucky and this can happen fast, or sometimes this takes a really long time. I hope me tapping the screen isn't really loud for the video. But basically, you do that, right? And I feel like I have to show you guys. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now you're at the legendary grade. And you have an option to keep amplifying with the amplification stones, or use your Diasis coins to amplify to... Come on. Diasis rarity anytime. Diasis rarity anytime. There we go, there we go. So you're basically, that's the max, well no, actually, I'm sorry, that's not the max. I would say that's the max free-to-play rank. Grade, sorry. But anyway, so once you get to this grade, right, don't use your regular amplification stones, because then you start to get lower stats. And Anyway, I'm sorry. When you use the regular amplification stones, you're more likely to get yellow and red stats, while if you use the Diasis coins, you're more likely to get purple and red stats. So basically, yellow is basic, red is better, and purple's the best for this grade. Now, there is Vala grade, which I think I have an item here. Oh, I don't. Yeah, I do. This is Vala grade. You see how it says at the top here, right next to I'm hitting the lock button, Vala grade. Now, this, I do not recommend spending, if you're going to spend money, I do not recommend buying Vala chests, in the very beginning at least. Unless you're going to be a super whale, and you know what you're doing, go ahead. But if you're new to the game, and you got money to spend, I'll show you a better way to spend your money. But please, do not get Vala grade, because it limits you very much to what your stats can be. You see how all my stats are 6 lines of item drop rate? That's because when you use a Vala stone, there's a chance that you will get 6 lines of the same stat of any grade of any stat. So, it's very limiting. That's why I suggest people just stick with the Diasis grade for now, until, hey, maybe you can branch out to that if you want. I personally feel like the Diasis grade gives you a little more wiggle room with your playstyle. I did have it on my crystal bow. It was a bunch of attack speed. I got rid of it. I did not want it. Actually, I wonder if that's in my chest now. Yeah, I just put it on the sword, because attack speed's great. But I feel like I can do a little more with the extra physical damage, 3 lines of ignore defense, stuff like that. Let's move on to Monster Yard. Alright, so, Monster Yard. So the way it used to be was, these guys used to be really weak, but anyway, we're not going to be on what it used to be, we're going to talk about what it is now. So you see what you can gain in the Monster Yard? That is very misleading. You cannot obtain S rank gear already at plus 25. And you're not going to get a random drop of 100 amplification stones. You see, what's going to happen is you're going to start off like this. You see how none of these check marks are check marked here? Appearance of equipment grade books, appearance of grade A, appearance of grade S, whatever. So you would level these up, right? Let's say I wanted to level this guy to 100. Bam, I just unlocked the chance to get soul spell books. Let's go to 200. 200 is, personally, I would say for the beginners, I would say soft cap? Actually, I would say this is hard capped, because you're not going to use this area for EXP. You're going to utilize this area for gaining A rank equipment and S rank equipment. And once you get, equipment past that rank, you're going to want to come back here and use this to level up your equipment. I'm sorry, not past that rank. You're going to use whatever gear you see fit to use the drops to level you up. So, yeah, mine's at 3,000. I have another character that's at like 500. But again, that was when Monster Yard used to be the best for EXP grinding. But Monster Yard, guys, is only for gear progression, getting soul books, and amplification stones. And again, the amplification stones you don't just get right away. Well, you do, but you'll get like a few here and there. Now what happens is when you go there, you'll actually get these miscellaneous draw chests. And you see what you can get from them are the scroll, soul stones, amplification scroll, stuff like that. So these are pretty hard to get, especially since they changed the way that Monster Yard works now. So for right now, if you're playing the game right now, this time of day, around this date, we have a 3 times event going on. Monster Yard does not get the benefit from the 3 times event. So no 3 times EXP, no 3 times drop rate, no 3 times anything. It's kind of annoying actually. So and to replace that, they have these random hot times. I found out in like my country, I guess every other day. This region, at like 11 p.m., is a 50% drop rate for essence and stuff like that. And I've had my character sit overnight. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. What was this? This was the other night when this happened. I got one chest from each. So I don't really know. I'm hoping they fix that. But yeah, that's Monster Yard. So just keep that in mind. Monster Yard is still Monster Yard's good for early game leveling. If you I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember which level it is for you before you get into the Palum region. But if you're gaining more EXP from your Monster Yard than the regular field, then go ahead and grind in the Monster Yard. But this is before the Palum region. As soon as you get in the Palum region, EXP is going to be off the charts. Now, settings. I'm kidding. Alright, skills. Guys, I will make a separate video on each character for the skills. But right now, I'm just going to keep it plain and simple. Skill 1, this is your basic stuff. Skill 2, yep. Skill 3, yep. Once you get to skill 4, this is where you make the choice. Now, if you're the archer, you have the choice between carpet bomber and mechanical archer. Again, I will talk more on that in the beginning. In a different video. But what I generally tell people is that every class is viable. However, carpet bomber and Hydra are very, very good for bossing. Everybody else could be good for bossing, but Hydra and Carpet Bomber specialize in it. Everybody else is good for mobbing. Now, oh, weeboo, but you were just like destroying those mobs with like your Zeus bow. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, because it's the item that's giving me, the help towards farming. So, again, it all depends on your equipment and everything. But, guys, every class is viable. Please play around with them. You could literally unlock every single one. That's why you get 6 slots. I have one of each class variation. I've even swapped between the two on my higher level characters because I didn't feel like leveling my other ones. But, yeah. Now, pets. Now, this is going to look funny. these, right? I went ahead for my carpet bomber, and I did 2% attack speed on all of these because I had the scrolls. I had like 3,000 scrolls. But anyway, generally the pets, you get them in the field. There is no best pet because the stats come very, very random. You're not going to be able to predict what level, or I'm sorry, not what level, what stats you can get and stuff like that. The only way to change the stat is either to get more stones, more pet stones of that same monster, or you're going to go into Pet Yard and get yourself some of those pet stats change scrolls. But, sorry, again, I'm going to touch on that there is no best pet. It's just whatever you like, really. I'm going to be honest with you. I can put this one behind me, put this one behind me, put this, it doesn't matter. I'm currently working on leveling these up all the way to 225. Since I just said that, I should mention the max level for pets is 225. All right? No higher, no lower. Soul stones. Soul stones. This is the grindiest part of the game. Now, what you could do is for each region is you can level up the soul stones, and then move on to the next one. Now, this is very grindy. This is very tedious. The only reason why I have these at 300 is because, again, this is a region before Palum came out that everybody was grinding. So literally everyone who was playing before the before the relaunch already has these stats maxed out. I started playing my carpet bomber not too long ago, so those beginning stats are not going to be the greatest. But if you don't feel like leveling those, and you want to stick to your your level progression, all right, what happens is every monster you kill has a chance to drop a trophy. This is what's called a trophy, all right? Now, this one's a delicious mushroom. Oh, that's great. You know, it's kind of from a weak monster, but it have 19,000 of them. Now, in the region that I've been farming a lot, let's go all the way down. Oh, 71k of that one. Okay, 71, 70. All right, so what these are going to do is, when you do monster trophy synthesis, right? It tells you at the bottom you're going to obtain random items, yada, yada, yada. Basically, what happens is, go ahead and grind these up. Because what happens is, you guaranteed to get the soul stone from said mob that drops that item, other random monster trophies, amplification stones, armor scrolls, stuff like that. Now let's go back here. Let's see. Where is it here so I can show you guys? Okay, so random soul right there. So King Mushroom Soul. That's a boss soul. So that can be good. So that way you don't have to go back to other regions and then it's very tedious just grinding that one region over and over when you just want to grind the end region to level up. You can go ahead and collect a million of these things. That's how I got a lot of my soul stones, because that last area before Palum, I was grinding that like a crap ton. But yeah, random soul stones, random other trophies, amplification stones, stuff like that. So if you're worried about trying to max out all these, don't be. Because just grind the area you're already grinding. Go ahead, build those up to a couple mil, really. Even one, you can stop at 1 mil if you want, but honestly, just keep going. I had 1 mil of like each monster and the whatever it's called. Wow. The Kroonsna, yeah, that one, whatever. And I got a bunch of soul stones. So that's always something to keep in mind. Now, the one thing I recommend doing for sure is that in each region, you're gonna want to kill these monsters, get their trophies. You don't, for this to be cleared, you don't have to capture them as a pet. If you're a completionist, go ahead, but that doesn't affect your 100%. So in each region, you have your monsters, right? And then you got your boss monster all the way at the end. Now, people ask, oh, where's the boss monster? Palum is the only region where the boss monster has its own room. These two guys all the way at the end here, these guys have their own room. So these aren't going to pop up randomly on any map in any region. However, the bosses for each region, again, other than Palum, are going to pop up randomly at any time on any map in that region. I will say that elite monster rate does affect their spawn rate. Because on my main, the Palum boss spawns every 60 seconds or so, something like that, which is pretty long, and I can only imagine for you guys starting out, how long that is without it. Um, Unless it's fixed time, I don't know. But yeah, please, I would recommend doing this. Do this before you leave every region. It saves you so much time. And what I do is, I complete the quest, right? All the way up until it makes you leave that region. Backtrack, especially if you have teleport scrolls, go ahead and teleport to the last area of that region. Now that's a bunch of those monsters in that one map, and that's really great, especially if you got AoE. This is going to go way faster. Just go ahead, leave your phone on. I'm sorry. Yeah, phone, emulator, whatever. Leave it running for about 5 minutes, depending on how good your AoE is. If you have a Zeus weapon, it will take roughly 5 minutes. If you don't, guys, I understand you don't have a Zeus weapon. That's okay. It might take you a little longer. That's okay. When I first started playing the game, I had no idea how to be efficient about this. It took me roughly like an hour for each region, you know? And I was playing Ultimate Master, and that's fine. When you're starting out, you're supposed to experience the, the tough grind. You're not supposed to rush through everything. And that's completely fine. Achievements, nothing more to say on this other than basic random stuff that you do. Like this one is like use 10,000 restore potions. Now there is one where it's like, oh yeah, this right here. Now, if you're a completionist and you really want to get the extra diamonds from this or the extra main stat from the achievements, because right here, I'll go ahead and hold that up real quick. Basically, the higher you are, the more... Oh, they added more to that. That's really nice. So it used to stop at... Diamond or Master, I think. And now there's Grandmaster, so that's pretty cool. I guess they added more stuff. There's collabs, which is like remove 100 people from your party, use megaphones in the field, stuff like that. Fever. Ooh, real quick. A lot of new players miss this. Right above the auto button, I'm going to touch it now. You see that little spinning there all the way in the bottom right corner. A lot of players miss this fever button. Fever is very, very important. Now, oh, cool, 500% gold. Oh, cool, what is this? Oh, 50% increase. I'm going to be real with you guys. The only ones you need to use, when you're going in Tower of Limits, go ahead and use Soldier's Wild Spree. For my Carpet Bomber, personally, for most characters, except for maybe Orb Master, my Ultimate Master and my Carpet Bomber, I like to use Shooting Spree. So, for Ultimate Master, this makes him use his skills like crazy. For Carpet Bomber, it resets those skills, because those are some long cooldown skills. Alright, and if those can be up faster or before it even ends, that's great. But this is the Fever, guys. When you're farming... Oh, let me tap on it again. When you're farming, please use Sweeper. Please use Sweeper. You don't need the gold boost. You don't need the EXP boost. Just use Sweeper. It does way more for you. Trust me. That's it on that, really. Skins. Very important. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't have any, that's fine. But if you happen to have some, you have your regular... I'm sorry. This looks like I'm... Oh, amazing, but not really. Now, you see all the graded skins, right? R is the max. SR does not exist. This has been a thing that they mentioned a year ago, that SR does not exist. Please don't ask people or me, hey, how do I get an SR skin? You can't. It doesn't exist. I think at most for the new players, right, you guys will probably get either B or A. And B does random things like, okay. That used to do something about HP. This right here, this is like, upon basic attacks, the flat stuns the enemy, 10-second cooldown, stuff like that. So you see how we have these, cool, like he's got a mermaid, a shark, or whatever. Sharks are cool too. This skin's basically a watered-down version of this skin, and I will tell you why. This is a paid skin. Now, when I will touch back on that more when I'm talking more about how to use your money in the game. But yeah, skins are going to be really great. And say, for instance, I need the effect from the banana skin, but I don't want to look like a banana. Well, I can look like my mermaid by changing my skin, and now I look like a mermaid. So, that's basically it on that. Yeah, and skins give different stat boosts. And, why is this A skin... Oh, not that one. Why is this A skin worse than this A skin? Again, because it's a paid skin. And when I say that, guys, this game isn't pay to win. It's pay to get ahead, sure, but you got to remember, this is a solo experience. Just because you see other people, shelling out money, and they're like, oh, wow, they're 150 bill in 2 hours. It doesn't really make a difference. Experience the game at your own pace. If you like to spend money, that's great. I'm going to tell you in like 2 seconds the way you should probably do that. But again, it's not my money. Do it your way. The safe. A lot of people ask me, can you exchange gear from one character to another? Yes, you can with the safe. To get more safe slots, I think those come from packages. You can also buy them with diamonds. I wouldn't do that. I mean, 6 slots for 100. That's very random. 6 slots for 100 diamonds. I don't know. Yeah, you don't really need it. But yeah, just go ahead and throw it in there, and then go to your main screen, and yeah, your main screen, select the character you want to put it on, and then that's it. Here's the community section. We all know what that is probably by now, but if you didn't, it's right here. There's a bunch of people, some people legitimate questions, other people just random stuff. The guild function, right now, they don't have a lot of content to it, but I mean, go ahead, join a guild, whatever guild you want to join. There's not really much going on in it, but again, they plan on adding more content to that by the end of this year, hopefully. Now, we've touched on every thing I could tap on here, and now let's go to the shop. Now, people ask me all the time, oh, where my class is like, guzzling mana. I really need mana. Well, go all the way down here to battle, and go ahead and buy the... starting out, you guys should have a ton of gold. But if you don't, go ahead and buy the beginner potions. That's fine. It restores 20%. After that, though... Oh, they took out the senior potions. Okay. They used to have these potions that would restore 50%, which with other stat boosts and stuff like that, it can restore 100. But really, any of your potions can restore a ridiculous amount. But go ahead and here, this is a 25% at a lower cooldown. I think the lemonades are 1.5 seconds, while these are like 5 seconds. So it depends on how fast you need your mana or your HP. Now, people generally ask me, Weeboo, what are the best skins to get? I want to spend a little bit of money. I want to splurge on myself. I want to get a little stronger. Which skins should I buy? Personally, buy the Black Cow Blue Dog skin. So what this does... Wrong button. What this does is a flat out 70% increase to your main battle stats. And as you can see at the top, it says activate without equipping skin. So I get that boost even without activating the skin or putting the skin on. It's really great. Another one would be the mermaid skin. Now, when you buy these skins, you get one for each class, and you can transfer these skins to your characters if you have them. Now, I'm going to show you real quick how to transfer skins to other characters. You go to skin transfer. So you see right below skin card synthesis, you're going to tap that you can't do it with something you're wearing. You're going to tap this here, right? And then you can go ahead and put the skin on any other one of your characters. So let's just go ahead. Let's take this bee skin, right? Let's go ahead and throw it on Calamity. Do you want to give it to that character? Yes. Successfully skin card. It's absolutely free to send the skins back and forth between your characters. Back to the shop here. So I would also suggest the mermaid skin, the banana friend skin, the Christmas friend skin. Now I have Autumn Girl. If you're creature farming, I'd say get it. Otherwise, I don't recommend it, only because creatures, especially for you guys starting out the game, is a watered down character that can, yes, give you buffs and stuff, but you have to craft its equipment, and it gets really tedious. And honestly, I don't sorry, I had to unplug something. I just don't recommend even bothering with the creatures. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But basically, I'm going to show you what these skins do. Banana friends, right? 20% chance to drop bananas, yada, 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 increase stats. Basically, go ahead and put on the skin. You get a 20% chance to get bananas. And what the bananas do is a maximum of 300% EXP, and a maximum 25% main battle stat. So I'm almost done with my banana farming here. Now there's another one that came out a year or maybe probably like 2 years ago. Actually, this is an old one. Chorus Peach. This is the same exact thing, only it's peaches. The mermaid skin, which is really the mermaid, and the Christmas friend skin for damage is really good. Check this out. All right, upon a basic attack or a skill, it deals a water stream that ignores 60% of the monster's defense. The monster's defense and deals 3,000% damage. And the cooldown time of that is less than a second. Where's the Christmas friend skin? Oh, right here. Here we go. And again, these all activate now. They all activate. The purchase skins all activate without equipping the skin. Now, upon basic attack / skill, basically does the same thing and the same thing for the same time. So, what happens is when you're doing your skills and your auto attacks and stuff, you're gonna get an ice stream and you're gonna get a water stream. Pretty plain and simple. I'm sorry. Here's the. Oh no, I'm sorry. This one's different. This one's a little different. Upon an enemy attack, it freezes the enemy for 3 seconds and deals 99% slow, ignoring 75%, and deals 1/3 whatever. Now this one benefits from character level times 5. So I'm not sure. Actually, yeah. I guess this would be way stronger than this one, because it's 1,345% times 5. Oh no, wait. Times 5. Character level times 5%. Yeah, so that's a number. You guys can generally figure that out. So this is the one I was talking about, where if you're creature farming, I guess this would be okay. Now, I don't know if this is for 3% per creature you have following you, because you can only have 3 follow you, or per creature you own, which, again, I don't know what's the maximum number of creatures you can own. But since we're talking about creatures, let's go ahead. It's easier to look for him in this town here. Let's go here. Alright, so creature farming, right? Or not really farming, it's just quests. You go to the creature master here. And what you do is you open the hatchery, right? You select an egg. Oh, I guess I already did the quest for that. Basically, you do the quests, and then boom, this is your result. Now, if you want to adopt them, you go ahead and hit adopt creature. And you give them a name, and I'll show you at the end screen. Or you go to the main menu, I'll show you that in a second. And then you get to play as him. Now, because I already have this cat, I'm going to go ahead and say bye-bye to him. And I get 1 equipment spellbook. Now, we're going to hit yes, right? Enter your creature eggs, refresh. You go here. And then, I guess this could be a good way of farming soul books, sorry. And we're going to go to the screen real quick. I'm sorry, the main menu real quick. And I'm pretty sure I touched on everything, but if I haven't, excuse me for a second. Okay, and one more thing before I go back to the main menu screen. A lot of people asking me about the voting system thing, right? So what you're going to want to do here, right, is come up here, and you're going to tap on whichever character you'd like to vote for. So I generally wait till the last day, cutting it close to maybe the last hour, to vote for the top guy. And you see how you can only vote once per season, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going to vote yet. But if you want to see what you get, because these are very important, right? The gold L'Oreals. Now, the middle rewards are for the people on the rank board, so don't worry about those. But you want to vote for the number 1 guy, because then you get 5 gold leafs. I like to call them leafs because they're L'Oreals, but whatever, it's just easier to type out leaf. So what you want to do with the gold leaves, right? You want to go over here. Now, on most cases, it's really easy to find these guys. These guys only show up in this region and in Palom, or the Palaum region. Now, the Mercury shop, the cat, all right, he's got the goods. He's got the stuff you want to buy with your leaves. This guy, Hermes, is the leaf trading guy. It's basically, think about it as the stock market. I don't really play around with this too much. As you can kind of see, I don't really have enough D coins to go ahead and play with that. And I'm also not giving up my leaves because with the VIP activated, as you can see, it says my golden L'Oreals will not decrease regardless of your trade attempts. Wow, that's misleading. Yeah, don't, okay. Wow, I did not realize how misleading that was. So I'm gonna assume a lot of people are gonna think, oh wow, I can trade an infinite amount of my leaves and I won't lose any. No, that's not what's gonna happen. When you get the VIP, I think it's like $40. It used to be cheaper. I don't know why they increased it, but anyway, I personally think this is another good thing to spend your money on if you're spending money anyway, because what happens is, if you don't use your leaves, or you forget to use them in the stock market, or you're like, stock market, whatever, you lose two of them every other day. So, when you get these gold leaves, guys, when you vote, make sure, if you're in a farming area, if you're on another map, come back to any town, because you will get a notification that says the season is over. Please collect your rewards from the mailbox. If you don't come back to the town that day, and you wait till the next day, you will not get your rewards. You will not get your rewards. Now, alright, so we're back at the main menu. And what I was talking about before is the creatures. So, Weeboo, how do I put on creatures? Top right corner here says manage creatures. So you see how Powerline has 3 creatures there. I got 3 creatures at the bottom, and all my other characters have an empty slot. Well, how do I put my creature on? Now, what you would probably do, like any other person, is tap the empty slot, and, oh, wow, why can't I put my creature there? I'm tapping the empty slot, the slot's open, why can't I do it? You gotta tap the monster. We're gonna pick Wood here, right? And you see right here that it says linked owner, right under his name. You gotta tap that plus button, select your owner. We're gonna select Celeste. Now, it's totally free to take off the pet, put the pet on someone else, does not matter. But just so you know, this is where you access your creature menu, and that's how you equip them. Now, I'm fairly sure I went over a majority of things. Real quick. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helped. And if I missed anything, please go ahead, let me know. But if I missed anything, I am fairly sure that the rest of the information is in the Discord server. And again, I'm gonna link the Discord server. Feel free to join, unless nobody else finds this game. Anyway, have a great day, guys, and thanks for watching.